Hey everybody, welcome back to another DRG video. This time we're going to be focusing on the gunner and two of the OCs that he has. One for his minigun and one for his bulldog revolver. Both of them are fire based, so this is going to be a fire gunner build. So pretty much all flames. And those two overclocks are Burning Hell for the lead stormed minigun. And for the bulldog heavy revolver, it is Volatile Bullets. Now, let's go over what each of those do, and I'll show those on the screen here, and we will talk about what they do. So, Burning Hell. While firing, the minigun deals 20 area damage per second and 80 heat per second in a cone 5 meters in front of the muzzle, plus 50% heat accumulation in the weapon's heat meter, which translates to 2/3 of the firing period. So you overheat a little bit faster, but at the same time, when things are close to you, 5 meters in front of your gun, you do 80 heat per second and you do 20 area damage per second. This Burning Hell OC turns the minigun into a kind of close range weapon with this build. Whereas before with the minigun you were forced to use the bulldog revolver and also use the explosive bullets to kill swarmers, you no longer need to do that because Burning Hell allows you to walk forward and just shoot your gun, and then it will burn them in front of you and kill them. So this gunner build has a lot of things going for it. You want to go the entire fire build because of volatile bullets, pretty much. Volatile bullets for the bulldog heavy revolver increases direct and area damage by 4 times to burning targets, but you do -10 direct damage. So pretty much you're going to use your Burning Hell overclock to get procs on Praetorians or whatever, because this is a Praetorian destroyer build if you combine them together. And along with incendiary grenades, you can use volatile bullets to do a lot of interesting things. This isn't just a lead storm build. This is an entire gunner play style build. So to start the video, let's talk a little bit about the lead storm build that I'm going to run and that I have been running when I've been using Burning Hell. So in the first tier, I think maybe you could do almost any of these realistically. I didn't really care for cooling rate because of what I take in the last tier. So cooling rate didn't work for me for this build, maybe a lead storm build or really any of the other builds, but this one particularly I didn't want to use magnetic refrigeration for. I generally used improved motor. I like the rate of fire build. In the 4th tier, improved motor can help with what you take in the 4th tier a little bit. You can also take improved platform stability. I know a lot of people really enjoy the accuracy of some of these, which allows you to get more headshots a lot easier. So that's really up to you on that one. Either one of the 2nd or 3rd options is definitely a good choice for this build. For the 2nd tier, so in the 2nd tier, you have 2 options here, and both of them are decent, I think. With high velocity rounds, you get +2 damage per pellet, which increases your burst DPS by quite a bit, and gives you, some pretty good breakpoints on how you kill things. As I said, this build works in tandem with volatile bullets, so you may not kill Praetorians like super quickly, but with the combination of all the things together, you will be able to burst things very quickly. This is a very involved build that requires you to, switch weapons often if you want to get the largest effect of the weapons. And as you'll later see, it is the only build so far, barring the new weapons adding some kind of functionality to overheating. The only overheating weapon that this is the build that I want you to overheat on purpose, and you'll see in the 5th tier, and you'll probably guess why by then. You can also take oversized drone, which gives you +600 ammo. This is a slightly more ammo efficient build if you're using the calculator. I don't really need to show you that. It's just it gives you a 40. It says it's 40 more ammo efficient, so that's just up to you how you feel about it. That would give you more usage of your OC. I did find that since I did like to charge into enemies with this build, I was running out of ammo a little bit more often. So maybe you can trade the high damage from the high velocity rounds for the damage you're already going to get for the flames that you're pumping out and get more ammo to do more. So it's up to you, really. Either of those arguments are good, and so it's up to you on the 2nd tier. Either one works. 3rd tier is another one that's it's really up to you on this one. You can go hard in rounds and still kill grunts and Praetorians by pulling off their armor and such. Or you could say, well, I don't really need to worry about that because I'm just trying to burn them because all you really need to do is get close to the Praetorian, shoot it a couple of times with your minigun, and it will start burning, and then you can run behind it and shoot with your Volatile Bullets pistol and do a crap load of damage to it. When we get to the Volatile Bullets part, we'll talk about how many shots you'll need to do that for your pistol. For the third round, you can take any of them. You can take the stun, which will help you, potentially get those kills on the Praetorians a lot easier, or anything really, because if you can get up close to a menace or something like that, I mean, you're going to kill it super quick. You can do blow-through rounds just for general usefulness of the minigun. So your minigun will still be powerful, so up close, not only are you killing things that are right in your face with the fire, you're killing the things that are behind them as well with blow-through rounds. But really, any of the third tier is really any choice that you want. All of them work perfectly for this build especially, because the stun also allows you to burn things for longer, so you can use your effect for longer. It's really all good. All of them are very good. Calculator has the blow-through rounds as the most ammo efficient, but it does that for all of the builds for this because you're hitting more enemies. So any of them work just fine. In the fourth tier, I really don't know exactly what I like in the fourth tier. I played a couple games with each of them. The lighter barrel assembly was nice because it allowed me to start my OC up a little bit quicker, and it was very good against like swarmers and stuff because I could just start it real quick and just jump into them and burn it all down, and it was really cool. You could also do variable chamber pressure, which still allows you to do a bunch of damage with this because you are going to get to the max rate of fire often. Because in the fifth tier, obviously I'm talking about where you're probably going to take aggressive venting with this build, or you're going to take hot bullets. So if you take aggressive venting, you're more than likely going to get to the max rate of fire. So variable chamber pressure can work because you are going to be shooting in your max rate of fire all the time. So really that's up to you. You can do magnetic bearings too, so it kind of keeps it spinning for a little bit longer, and so then there's some flame coming. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I couldn't exactly tell if that's exactly what was happening, but as long as the gun is spinning, from what I understand, it's well, it says while firing, so maybe magnetic bearings isn't good for that purpose. So really the first two in that are up to you. Really, it doesn't matter. I think that either one of them worked just fine when I was running these builds. Lighter barrel assembly allows you to jump into enemies and make it more close range and crazy up close a little bit better. And variable chamber pressure, of course, just do more damage the longer you hold it down. Now, the last tier is where it gets really cool. Aggressive venting was buffed in the last update, so I decided I'd try it out because, I mean, what it hurt? I'm doing a lot of builds. I played like 900 hours this game. We're gonna try something different. So let's talk about aggressive venting real quick. That's the 5th tier mod for the minigun, and it is, after overheating, deals 60 heat damage and 10 fear to all enemies with a 10-meter radius. Additionally, it reduces overheat duration from 10 seconds to 5. So really good. The 60 heat damage is nice and all, but the big thing is that fear. And then the 10-meter radius is quite large. You're going to hit up everything around you, and this is really good for missions like Has 5, for escorts, for mining refractory, long point anything where there's going to be a large horde coming after you. The Burning Hell build is very powerful because it allows you to just destroy anything. You can run into hordes and you don't even need to use your shields to pick up people. If you can time it right, you can run into hordes to see a downed friend and use your aggressive venting to get the fear to knock everybody away and or kill them. And the fear lasts a good amount of time, so you're really doing a lot of work with aggressive venting. Obviously, the other choice in the 5th tier is hot bullets because you're going to be, it just fits the theme. And if you want to know exactly what that does, it's after the heat meter turns red, 50% of the damage per pellet gets added as heat, which can ignite enemies, dealing 15 fire damage per second. So if you wanted this thematically, then it works. And also, hot bullets works really, really well with a volatile bullets build. So really, either one of these is fine. Aggressive venting also works with the volatile bullets because you can get that to pop, and then the Praetorians, if you have some in the group that got hit by this, will run away, giving you a free shot with your pistol to shoot them. And you're gonna have to switch to your pistol anyways because you just overheated. So it's a good thing either way that you're going. Hot bullets works thematically and it works with volatile bullets. Aggressive venting is just really freaking awesome, I think. I had a lot of fun. Yeah, I died more often, but it was freaking awesome to play this build. It made minigun gunner really, I always had fun with this build, but this was way more fun than the other ones. It allows me to run around, which is better than Lead Storm. You know, I still do a lot of damage, which makes it a little bit better than Compact Feed Mechanism. And it's just fun. I mean, it's got a lot of utility and it's different than some of the other builds. You know, if we're going to talk about this again, you can go improved motor, or you can go improved platform stability, you can go oversized drum, or velocity rounds. The third tier, you can go anything you want. The fourth tier, you can go the first two, and then the last tier, you can go aggressive venting or hot bullets. This is a build that varies pretty greatly depending on how you want to do. So, but those are the best options probably for this part of the build. All right, now we're going to go talk about the heavy revolver real quick. And obviously, it's a very important part of this build. So as I said earlier, Volatile Bullets increases the direct and area damage to burning targets by 4 times. So you're doing some big freaking damage to these things that are burning. This is one of the best ways to kill Praetorians with this build, is with the Volatile Bullets. Another thing I should mention is that if you're going to run this build, you should definitely run this with a flamethrower driller for obvious reasons, because you are going to mess up the crowd driller all the time. While yes, there is the temperature shock and all that kind of stuff, it doesn't work as well, and then you're ruining the utility of the cryo a lot, which is the stunning. So that it can be a big problem. Yeah, you'll do some damage. There will be some bursts from the temperature shock stuff or whatever it's called, but you're gonna mess things up a little bit more. But it works really well because with the crisper, then your Volatile Bullets proc more often. So really, if you can get like a full electric slash fire team, you've got a pretty interesting comp there. Sticky flames with a IFG grenade and then some kind of NG with any of the electric builds. You got a really interesting comp going on there that really builds off each other. IFGs increasing the burning damage that you can do on things. It's pretty intense what you can pull off with some of these things. Let's talk about the build real quick. I don't normally go quick fire ejector on things because I do animation cancels, but if you don't, quick fire ejector is just fine. Perfect weight balance is also good because the recoil on this gun is kind of rough if you're trying to shoot it quickly, and if you're running around a lot, it's kind of hard. So perfect weight balance makes a lot of sense to me. That's what I normally go. Okay, so in the second option, you can go with the damage, or you can go with the ammo. That's my biggest thing. I know there are some people that are into the recoil thing. I'm not really. This isn't going to be elitist. I'm not trying to be elitist, but I play a lot of first-person shooters, so the recoil isn't as big of a deal for me in some of these games. But at the same time, you are probably going to hit weak points more often if you do just pick recoil. So it's really up to you. I just feel that you're missing out on a lot more if you're taking the recoil because ammo is more important and damage seems more important to me. But the argument could be made that recoil will allow you to use less ammo and do more damage. So I don't know. You have both of the ammo options chosen in the second and fourth tier. You can kill Praetorians in 4 shots if they're burning. So this is what this build is pretty much meant for. You're going to get them burning either through your incendiary grenades or usage of a flamethrower driller or your OC on the Burning Hell. And then you can use this to kill any one Praetorian that will die, which is a big deal because Praetorians are, you know, they're a problem. And really that's one of your biggest things. As a gunner, you need to be killing either all the minions or all the big things. This allows you to kill the big things and the little things at the same time. If you go with the damage options, it also changes some things up. If they were burning, then you would kill a Praetorian in 3 shots. So really, it's not that big of a deal to me. I prefer the ammo personally. The third tier is where it gets a little bit interesting. With super below 3 rounds, obviously it's really good. So for instance, say you threw an incendiary grenade down in front of a wave of grunts, you would shoot your pistol through them and you would easily kill 4 in a row because of the fire damage. And then the below 3 rounds, you're gonna kill all of them. You're gonna kill 4 easily just by doing this. Great build, great build. That's not a bad build at all. Below 3 rounds definitely makes a lot of sense. Even when they're not burning, it becomes useful. You could use hollow point bullets and add a little bit more damage. If you go hollow point bullets, that'll get you to the 3 weak point shots needed for Praetorians. So, you can have an extra shot. Another big thing you can do though is run explosive rounds. Since it increases area damage as well, it gives you, explosive rounds gives you plus 30 area damage in a 1.5 meter radius, and it halves your direct damage. So it turns this build into an AoE build. So you would be able to kill waves really easily with this, I think. Really, really easily. You would probably still be able to kill Praetorians and such, as long as they're burning. But I'm sure it's a little bit easier to kill waves with this. So, you throw your incendiary grenade in, you hit your explosive rounds in there, everything around them dies. So, pretty good deal. can be totally awesome as it just, you could run volatile bullets on anything with the incendiary grenades with explosive rounds and you're doing work. Really good. So with all that said, you can run almost anything in this build as well. Really, I would most likely take the ammo in the second and fourth tier, the weight balance in the first tier, but then really in the third tier you can do whatever you want. You can do any of them you want. They all work just fine, and it gives you a lot of ways to change this build up, because you can go from a horde destroyer build with explosive rounds, and also, you know, an averagely good build that works either way with super blow through, or a all-in on Praetorian builds with a hollow point bullets build. Finally, you can go Deadeye, you know, of course, no any penalty while moving, always nice, definitely works. This is less of a sniper bulldog build than some of the other classes would, some of the other OCs would have you running. So maybe this isn't as big of a deal. I would run Deadeye if I was using this to definitely kill acid spitters and menaces off the wall and such. But I like to use neurotoxin. It adds, you know, 50% chance to inflict neurotoxin dot on all enemies hit by the revolver. So if you use explosive rounds, if you're not killing them with the burning effect and the explosive rounds, then you're poisoning them. So they're screwed. This is a crazy build. It really is. If you're not using explosive rounds, then the blow through rounds will still poison things that don't get killed by your shots. Hollow point bullets, not as big of a deal. You're still going to kill things, but the neurotoxin is just generally useful. Super blow through rounds and neurotoxin, all generally useful. This is a crazy good build, guys. Like, I'm surprised it took me so long to run this, but also these did get buffed in the last patch. And then obviously you're going to end this off with an incendiary grenade. An interesting thing you can do in the armor tier, I normally run the temporary invulnerability and the extra minerals, but you could run the better shield, which is the first tier, the first option in the first tier, and you can just run ones all the way down. You can the one where your shield explodes and everything around you takes damage, goes well with aggressive venting. So whenever you're taking a bunch of damage, you're surrounded, your shield breaks, bam, you do a bunch of damage, and then bam, your aggressive venting goes off. You might just kill everything around you. You never know. It's not a bad deal. So that's a pretty decent way to run this build. Perks and stuff, it doesn't really matter. It's really up to you. No perks really synergize or don't synergize very well with this. You could run all sorts of things. You could consider not running thorns depending on what you go with this build, because it is kind of an anti-swarmer build at the same time as being an anti-Praetorian build. This is an all-around build, guys. This is a fantastic build. It's only not amazing against like dreadnoughts, but if you're playing against the twins, then it is actually pretty good. If you're playing, it's good against all of them. It's just not fantastic because you can't use your burning effect. But I played one against the twins, still completely fine to use, and destroyed them. You can run anything, and this works on any possible thing. Just not as amazing on eliminations, but literally anything else. It is a top tier gunner build in my view. Top tier fun as well, especially with aggressive venting. You don't have to run that. You can run hot bullets, but really, it doesn't matter what you build. This is a great build. I hope you guys like this build, and I hope you guys like this video. I know it can take me a long time to come out with these sometimes. And, you know, of course, once again, thanks to everybody that's been subscribing and liking and commenting. Man, we've had a bunch of, you know, uptick in comments lately. It's been really cool. I've been very busy. I'm in the middle of a move. I've been helping Jeremy, you know, the guy that runs the channel with me, move. It's been, you know, a lot of work lately. I appreciate you guys, you know, sticking around. All the ones that I've seen a lot of you guys in multiple different comment sections of the videos. It's really cool that I have, you know, a little group of people that, you know, will watch my videos, and they'll comment and talk to me about the game. Soon we'll probably talk about a couple different things with the Driller. The Driller has some new things that I'm interested in talking about. It'll be with probably a flamethrower build with an EPC build that we'll talk about a little bit. We may just have an entire EPC video to talk about some of the changes to it. Then also in the future, we're probably going to have a video kind of talking about my thoughts on the newest guns and what maybe we can hope and expect for, and like maybe how I feel about them really. And then beyond that, I also have an idea for an engineer video coming up as well. It'll be focusing around the turrets and what the different builds are and how good they are. They got buffed in this last patch too, so engineer fans, you'll be excited for that one, I think. Anything else you guys can think of, just let me know in the comments. And once again, You know, if you enjoy my videos, then, you know, like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTuber fun stuff. And once again, I'm gonna try to stream a little bit more next week. I'm still pretty busy lately. I'm getting a new job, actually. It's gonna be kind of exciting. I really want to stream for you guys, but I'll do my best to get on every now and then, you know, and I'm gonna be making these videos still. So once again, thanks a lot for watching, and hope to see you guys out there on Hoxies. Rocket Stone.